So, I finally got a Nunu game on the PBE. For you guys, it isn't finally, because obviously editing, but it did take a while to get this game on PBE, because on PBE right now, there's only draft pick. You have to be lucky enough to get your role, and you have to be lucky enough to either be first pick or for the first pick guide to actually trade the champion with you. And there's people who are like, I want to go Nunu top, I don't give a fuck. I want to go Nunu bot, I don't give a fuck. And even if you have jungle, sometimes they won't always trade you. So, it did take a while to get, not as long as it took Akali. That took multiple days. This one only took like an hour or two to get. Either way, I'm very excited, and I have played some other PBE games with High Noon Urgot because I want to try out that skin and High Noon Lucian and shit. And, I can say that based off the PBE games, I think Nunu might be overpowered. I mean, he basically has everything old Nunu had, but he also has the snowball, the big snowball, and then the little snowballs, and the root, and also a shield on his ult, which is just a straight up buff from his old ultimate. Nothing really changed from his old ult besides adding the shield to it. And the Q is basically the same, except for the little buffs that you got. And then the only real nerf is that Blood Boil isn't as powerful on his passive, but I mean, it's still there, and then you have the other two abilities to compensate. So the only thing you're really losing out on, I guess, is the old E, which was just a point-and-click slow, which you kind of already have a lot of hard CC with your new E and your new W, so that kind of all makes up for that and more. So overall, I think Nunu looks like a super strong champion. He has a lot of strong abilities, and he's built tank on top of that. So it isn't like he has a bunch of strong abilities, but oh, he's kind of squishy, so you gotta use those abilities properly. No, a lot of these abilities will look pretty easy to use because Nunu is still a pretty simplistic champion. Not as simple as before, but still pretty simple. Not really any major skill shots involved. And yeah, he just looks super strong, and I think he might be permaban when he comes out. It really depends how they tweak the numbers, but I just think he'll be objectively really strong. Because even before, like previous Nunu was really strong. More specifically in tank metas he was strong, but old Nunu was really strong at some points, especially when they gave him his last set of buffs to add the AP increase on his Blood Boil and to add the extra on-hit damage on his Q. That really pushed him over the edge. And obviously he doesn't have that huge mage buffing ability like he did before, so rip the Nunu Azir combo, but overall he has a lot of really powerful stuff, and I have a hard time seeing this guy being bad. But let's actually get into the game and see how it is. So Nunu, new Willamp, I guess. I gotta get used to saying Willamp because the Yeti's name obviously was always Willamp, but now it's actually part of the champion's name. Like if you hover over Nunu and Willamp bot, all the skins have Nunu and Willamp in the name. Zombie Nunu and Willamp, Grungy Nunu and Willamp, Demolisher Nunu and Willamp. I'm just gonna keep calling him Nunu because I don't want to have that mouthful to talk about, but it is kind of interesting that they did add "and" to the name. I remember Quinn used to be called Quinn and Valor, I think, when she released, but then they later just changed it back to regular old Quinn. And I don't know, like Kled isn't called Kled and Skarl, even though Skarl is a huge part of his kit, and I don't know, it's just kind of interesting that it is called Nunu and Willamp. Although I do think it's kind of required, because a lot of people thought Nunu was the Yeti, because the Yeti just did so much in the kit, so yeah. But let's look at these real quick. Nunu takes a bite out of an enemy, heals himself. Healing increase if he's below 50% health. Okay. 75. Oh no, he deals... Wait.
An interesting fact about Sentinels. No one ever calls them Sentinels.
Oh, that deals less damage, because I know old Nunu Q did 500. Oh, that's when it was empowered, though. Okay. Because I always remember I have to, like, leave it at 500 so I can, or when it reaches 500 I can eat it, but that's the empowered version, so maybe at rank 2 it'll do that? Fuck. What is this?
Tower dive. We must tower dive.
What's going on? Get my consume up. Damn. Okay. How much does this passive give? I feel like that was pretty powerful. Yeah, I'm fucking out of here.
I will intimidate them with my rock hard robot.
I feel like that passive helped me so much. For 4 seconds. Oh, so it's not a certain amount of attacks. I thought it was a certain amount of attacks for a second, but I guess it's just 4 seconds. I'm still not sure how... Oh, the E is a skill shot. Okay. So... I thought it just would automatically go on the character. I guess not.
I am clicking furiously.
Oh, damn. We actually get a nice zoom out with that. That's actually pretty useful. So this is a skill shot, and it can be cast 3 times before it's a Willem's turn. Okay. Fuck you. Easy, got him. That was really cool. What the fuck? Fuck. I'm probably dead. Yep. Now, does it heal off champions? Yes, it does, but not as much. Okay. This is gonna be make maxing Q, this is gonna make maxing Q feel a lot better on Nunu, because like before, you always max Q on Nunu just to get the objectives, because that's what you usually do as tank Nunu. If you played AP, obviously you'd max E, but it didn't really help any of your combat stats, except for, I guess, the little on-hit you got from eating a certain amount of monsters. But this actually does damage to champions now, so it feels a lot better. I don't know if I should use W on these guys. Yeah, it doesn't really do much. So I guess you don't use W to farm, which is fine.
This'll be easy.
I don't find myself counter jungling that much, although I still have the same type of chomp, so I probably should be doing that more. It's a little weird not trying to proc Blood Boil on myself all the time. I'm just so used to playing old Nunu. I've played him a lot. Definitely my 4th most played jungler, and jungle's my main role, so that's obviously a lot.
Now watch and learn from my moves. As I learned from Faker, Fan 420.
And my 3rd most played jungler is Elise, but I haven't really played Elise that much in recent years. Let's see if I can start something here. Yeah, okay. That's actually really strong. That's a really strong gank. A lot of CC. Because old Nunu's ganks were just like, come in, slow them, auto them down. And I mean, it was fine, but ganking definitely wasn't Nunu's strong suit. Oh, lol. Hey, I'll just use this to get across the map quickly. That's probably, yeah, that's another great use for this, just getting across the map quickly, because it does give you like 500 movement speed, so I guess that kind of makes up for the lack of out-of-combat movement speed he got on his old Q. I'm really loving this new Nunu. I was a bit worried up until the champion roadmap when it said they were keeping his Q and his ult. Because, I mean, recent reworks have been changing champions a lot more than I would like. And even with champions who stayed really similar, like Akali and Irelia, which I both think are like pretty much objective upgrades, there's still like little parts of the kit that they missed, or little like parts of the gameplay style that is not as prevalent. But here with Nunu, he kept, like, I really like the designer who made this Nunu rework. I think this was his first full visual gameplay update, and I think he was successful. And I think the Aatrox rework was also someone's first visual gameplay update, and he should stop doing visual gameplay updates, because that shit changed way too much. Like, it was a good rework, objectively, but, like, if it was a new champion, but it just changed way too much, and it's not really Aatrox anymore, right? Okay, let's see. Ooh, nice. Wait. Last thing. Hello? Hello? That's so stupid. Thought he was gonna kill her. I love that you can chomp people, though. Because it makes those clutch engages so cool, because something that was always cool about Nunu, when you're in close engages in a lane, is that you could have a really clutch fight and they think they're gonna kill you, then you secretly just eat a minion and turn around the fight. And that was always really cool. And now you can basically do that anywhere because you can just chomp them. So it's pretty great. And I also love that it scales off health now. So now Tank Nunu can actually heal a decent amount. Because, I mean, before the base heal is pretty good. So it was still relevant, but I mean, the heal was just so much stronger when you played AP Nunu. Although it kind of needed to be stronger since you don't really have tank stats to keep yourself alive, so that's kind of just the way you keep yourself alive on AP Nunu. I just love all the animations on this. Although I am playing the legendary skin, so maybe it's just a bit better here, but I have faith that all these skins are going to be good. Because before, I thought every Nunu skin, except for bot and zombie, were trash. And I don't even own bot, so I never, like... I'm probably going to actually buy bot when the rework comes out, like in the bundle or whatever. But I own every Nunu skin but bot, and I just always play zombie. Because every other Nunu skin is trash. I legitimately thought that... Or I legitimately believe that old... Demolisher Nunu is the worst skin, the most ugly skin in League of Legends. When I bought that skin because I knew it was going to be pretty good in the rework. That's the only reason I bought it. But when I played it one time, I think I lost the game just because of how much that shit hurt my eyes, dude. Like, that is a pay-to-lose skin. Old Demolisher Nunu. I might put it up on screen so you guys know what it looks like. Oh, fuck you. Get rooted. Get the ult off. Okay, rip. I feel like the root ult combo is probably the most ideal way to do that ult, but who knows. I'm still so surprised it gives a shield. That adds just so much power to it that I don't think the ability needed. Hey, but I can do that for a little root. That's pretty cool. This is just such a useful ability, the W, holy shit. The E, I'm not too sure about, because you have to throw the snowballs 3 times, and I feel like you can't get the root off super fast, and then at the same time it's a root. It's not like the most powerful CC in the world. It's not like setting up for a Sejuani E or anything. What should I get next? Probably just funnel armor stats, because they have fucking 3 auto attackers or 4 auto attackers, so I can basically go. I love it when they have all ID, by the way, because I can just go Ninja Tabby, Randuin's Omen, Thornmail on like any tank champ and just fucking never die. I love it. That's why it's such a mistake to go full AD versus any tank champion. Okay, I'm coming down, boys. I wish it would automatically give the on my way ping, similar to, holy, this is so busted. Similar like Tom Kenshalt or something. Although it doesn't automatically does it automatically give the on my way ping for Aurelion E? Because I feel like that would be the most comparable example, because they are both basic abilities. But this is going to be so good for roaming in general. It's good for roaming, it's good for ganking, and it's good for just getting a quick CC off for Peel. I love this W. Woo! Holy. And then the passive on top of it. Like, I don't even think Nunu needs a passive. Needs his passive. Like, he's already so strong without it. Yet, it's just like, icing on the cake.
Tower dive.
At least you didn't say tower dive. Wait!
Woo! Fuck! You're dying. I don't give a shit. You're dying. See ya! I love this. I'm gonna spam this in rank. This is so fun. I just love I love regular Nunu. He's like one of my favorite kits. And this just adds so much to it. Woo! Oh, that... What the fuck? No! No! Don't die, dude! Woo! I love it so much. And just the ability to use Chomp in combat is just like, holy shit, dude. How much health? I don't remember. I think it was like really low. Okay, let's see. Getting that armor up. I might also get a Frozen Heart, although I don't want to overdose on armor, because basically the more armor you get, the higher the percentage is, but the higher you're, like, once you have a certain amount of armor, like, the more armor you get, the more armor you need to increase the percentage value. So, like, even though 150 is, like, 60%, you might need, like, 300 to even reach, like, 70%, right? When, theoretically, if you had 300 and it was just 1-to-1, you would already have over 100%. And I love how with the passive, he cleaves, dude. That just helps with his clear so much. And did he even need help with his clear? He already had Consume. And Nunu's weakness was that he couldn't really take out AoE camps fast, and now he can with the passive. So what the fuck? Dude, the guy who designed this just wanted Nunu to be great. This is gonna be a top pick, dude. Everyone's gonna hate Nunu. And he's so easy to play, too. Damn it. The one thing I don't like, which is a bit selfish, is that my level 7 Nunu now on my main won't be as troll, dude. I love having level 7s on champions you never expect someone to have level 7 on. Like, I have level 7 Ivern, I have level 7 Urgot before the rework, and obviously after the rework. I have level 7 Skarner before he was even powerful in the meta. I had level 7 Mordekaiser, level 7 Yorick, even though he's not that troll. He's just kind of underplayed. Level 7 Aurelion, which isn't that troll either, but you get the picture. I have a lot of level 7s on kind of weird champions that you never expected on.
I am good.
Woo! Oh my god. I love this. Holy shit. This is probably maybe my favorite rework that's done. Because, like, the thing was, with the Urgot rework, I liked it, right? Because it is a great champ design, but it took away so much I loved about the old Urgot. This just adds to it. Like, I'm not gonna miss old Blood Boil. I'm not gonna miss old E. I'm not gonna miss Visionary when I have all this shit. Like, the two most iconic Nunu abilities remained. So basically, Nunu as a champion remained. And this is what a good rework is. A good rework keeps the most iconic and important abilities of a champion that makes their core gameplay, and then uses the other abilities that are maybe a bit more useless to expand on it. Like, for example, with the Aatrox rework, they could have changed his E completely, but kept his W, and I guess kept his alt, and kept his passive, and kind of made, like, a new champion based off those core abilities that stayed in the kit. That's the way the Warwick rework worked as well, right? They kept his Q, they kept his alt, they kept his passive, and then they just reworked around his... They even kept his W, except that it used to be on his E and they moved it to his W. And they kind of just, like, worked around what they already had. Just took the good parts, the core parts of the champion's gameplay, and then added new abilities around it, and just... Holy shit, that is the sign of the best rework. And I think... I'm so glad. I am so glad. I think Nunu is the best rework Rise ever made. I did say that about Akali, but upon further reflection, I do realize that there's a lot of kind of aspects of Old Akali that are missing, and I wasn't a huge Old Akali player, so I didn't know how objectively better the rework could be. Warwick has always been my pick for the best rework, just because of how little he changed overall. Like, he did change a lot for the better, but he didn't change, like, they did change him, like, majorly, like they did with Aatrox, Urgot, Swain, a bunch of other champions. And now, Nunu, holy shit, nobody's gonna miss old Blood Boil, nobody's gonna miss old E. This is the best rework, and this is coming from someone who loves Nunu, loves current Nunu. This is great. The only thing I think a Nunu player could argue that is bad about this rework is the visual change, because Willump looks a lot different. I personally like Willump looking like this instead of this fucking ugly guy with like human hands and shit. I know that's what a Yeti is, but I kind of prefer him this way. I'm not a huge fan of the 4 arms. I feel like it's kind of weird to implement 4 arms onto every single skin, because I don't really think there's anything in this kit that really warrants him having 4 arms, and I don't know, like, on some skins I think it's kind of weird having 4 arms. Like, for example, I don't think Nunubot needs 4 arms, I don't think Zombie Nunu needs 4 arms, I don't think TPA Nunu needs 4 arms, and that is a bit weird, but just the whole personality, Nunu actually has personality. Another thing I might miss about the visual design is that, Nunu isn't smug anymore. He's a cute kid, which I love cute things, but he's not that smug, like, haha, you know, I killed you and now you're mad, you know. I'm gonna miss this old splash art with the old Nunu portrait, having the level 7 around it, and him just being like, yeah, I fucking killed you. Yeah, that was me. Fuck off, you know. But, I mean, they could easily remedy that by making a Nunu emote, with Nunu making that smug-ass face, and having that, what is it, like, toque or hoodie on, that looked like the old one, and just being like, yeah, I know. If they made that an emote, everything would be perfect, but for now, that is the only loss in the Nunu rework. I love this. I'm gonna spam this in rank. This might be my new favorite champion. I've always been disappointed with reworks that reworked champions I played a lot, because they always took away something that I actually liked about the old kid, and I always legitimately miss it, and I kind of start to resent reworks. But with this one, they just did everything right, and applause to the designer. I think his name is Riot Zeno something. I'll correct it in post, but congrats to him. The Mini Zinzao rework was great. The Quinn quality of life buffs were great, and now the Nunu rework, you fucking nailed it out of the park, dude, and I'm legitimately looking forward to every future rework that you personally do. And as a side note, just to make this a little less positive, I'm not looking forward to any rework that the Aatrox designer is going to make. So yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm super excited for Nunu. And I hope you guys like this new kit as much as I do, even if you weren't a huge Nunu player before, because the W is so cool to play with. I love this. Thank you, Riot. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.